Facility, you know, during his time, Montreal Rebellion and NA Contenders, and he was saying him and Mistakes, the best DPS duo in the region, thinks he's amazing, and of course, showing it here, getting this far in BlizzCon.
And it's a great time, at least for the lesser experienced players on Team France. You have a player like Leaf, known as one of the best Doomfists in the world. So a meta that enables Doomfist to be online 24/7 is certainly a meta where you want Leaf on your team. And he's been making a show for us here at the Overwatch World Cup so far.
Both teams setting up their Symmetra teleporters. It's about to get that extra edge, a little bit of extra distance with that teleporter, and then Symmetra will switch back to the Reaper. You get to conserve your Lucio cooldown of that speed for a more prepared attack.
This is the current metagame. Both teams opting for what is the classic, what they're most confident on. We'll see a head-to-head knockout brawl here. First point is so important. Who can take the first control?
Hardest versus A10. Both teams battling it out. Chubbs dangerously low for France, and one pick, both of Bristas down. Now how will Brewston and Tech 36 keep the front lines alive for France and Netherlands?
Both teams brawling. No more Orisa, but Facility strikes next. That's +1 for the Netherlands. They're going to start slowly eking out an advantage here. Unless France, they need to turn it around, but no, another pick for the Netherlands. Look like this will be their mid-fight.
Sieging France, going back towards the point, will be unlocked. It's a quick fight.
The aggression comes in from both teams. Orisa's traded down quickly, but it's the Netherlands who can strike that second blow. So crucial in this metagame. That first pick, we've seen so many teams turn it around from that position, so the fight is not over until it's over. France, a little bit of a juke here, gonna try and slip across the bridge here, getting through.
Coalescence is ready for France, healing up, pushing through Netherlands. Facility ready for a meteor strike, waiting for the halt of Dance, but Tri-Spear, she's gonna focus on healing the team. France down Chubbs first again, Facility slams down. Should be able to push back, but there is Leaf protecting his Lucio as France taking cover. Again, FD God is always next on the hit list. Facility versus his opponent, and it looks like Netherlands have weathered the storm.
France just pushed into a corner there, and Facility cleans them up, cooldown after cooldown. That does cost a few ults, but France committing some of their own. Netherlands building up the control meter. Time is just ticking down, and Crusade has the first sound barrier. Tech 36 with only 50% on this Gravitic Flux. This could open the window for Netherlands to get very aggressive in White Room. We can see A10 already hiding, set it up for the initiation.
A10 is behind them, ready for the death blossom. He launches it! France are crumbling! Leaf steps down with the counter! France down by one, disengaging towards the point for the Coalescence and the barrier. France investing a lot. They know this fight means so much. Netherlands back to the point, stalling it, getting that lead even higher, but it will be France getting on the point.
Leaf finds the kill, shuts down both DPS, and finishing off the fight here. Netherlands trying to delay, getting as much point time as they can. It's so important, and the spawn's very close on this map, so potentially they will be able to get more time, but looks like France beginning to stabilize. Now it's the Orisa's turn to come in and just block that point in total desperation. Facility gonna come in as well.
This is more small Jade. We're getting to 85% plus Netherlands. Now one fight territory away from taking the round.
At least though, France, they are sitting on an ultimate bank advantage. This will give them the chance to win a couple fights in a row, but they will need to be perfect. As you said, one loss of the point could be the end of this Koth round.
Netherlands, support ultimates available. France don't have it, but Supercharger. France will have the right position to get set up, while as Netherlands have to push into them. Expect these Coalescence to start the Supercharger from Netherlands. Equally matched. That spots are the hardest. Able to weaken the Netherlands lines as France collapse from all angles. Coalescence with the Supercharger. Netherlands are fighting back.
A10 beating his counterpart. Now it's his turn to run rampant in the backline, trying to take out that Moira. He does find the shot, gets the connection. Netherlands trying to flip the point here, but there's no stall available for Team France. Looks like it's going to switch right back, but no, France barely getting to the point in time, but will it be enough? They're just delaying here.
Chubbs at least can make it so their 5 men can be alive, but you see Hardest even adding to the stall. Now France under pressure. Netherlands Facility with 3! Are you kidding me? Netherlands slamming away the competition. France nowhere to be found. A few more seconds away, and Netherlands about to take the first round against France.
In total control are the Netherlands, looking so clean in this fight, managing to win those chaotic brawls in the White Room more often than not. Leaf strikes back with one, but he'll pay with his life, and it looks all but over for Team France on this first Koth round. They'll have to do better than this. Netherlands coming out dominantly on top, even when they're just retaking that point. That should be a bigger advantage, though. Tech trying to come in, trying to challenge, but so many ults, just solo Gravitic Flux. They have so many resources on the side of the Netherlands.
France still trickling back in. The overtime is going to burn away, and Netherlands will take the round, 100 to 44.
Map 1, on the books here for Netherlands' first round of control. So they just need one more to take that map point, start themselves on the way to getting some of those series score built up. And we knew though France would have a tough time on control. You know, that has been a strong suit for the Netherlands and a weak point for France. So certainly this is going as expected so far, that we have much more series to play from here. But Netherlands, they do want to lock up this win. And here, as we go to Control Center, this is one of the most densely fought KOF maps in the game. Everything, tight corridors, tight chokes all over the map. And for a team like the Netherlands, that seems to be playing in their favor.
It's all about who can take this first fight. This round in particular is so defensive heavy. Is Chubbs real? Is this Reinhardt really coming out?
Looks like he does want to commit the Reinhardt. Wouldn't be rolling at a spawn otherwise. They're hiding though. They're letting him go for a late push. Charge. Gets nothing.
Oh, that could have been a great first take from France. Now he's got to keep his shield up. As look, France with that pressure. It's Brusen against the corner. Netherlands wounded, bleeding, but France holding their ground. As a first pick on A10, Netherlands missing a lot of damage, missing the speed. France swinging away, crushing the chances of Netherlands in this first fight. The take is there soon, and France will be able to defend.
The Reinhardt works out on the mid-fight, the surprise Ryan, but can it work now? He's been grind down by the Netherlands, forced to use both coalescences just to keep the fight going. Orisa moving forward with the fortify. She's so dangerous.
Chubbs is so low, the coalescence is melting. He's got it. Oh, he had a shatter, but quickly finished from A10. Only one shield remains from France. No speed. FD God is down. Netherlands taking back the fight just as quick as they lost it.
The Rhine does earn them the mid-fight, but instantly flip back the other way, and now the Rhine really starts to fall off here. You know, the surprise factor of that pin, rushing in with the hammer, you know, that can catch a lot of teams off guard, but now the Netherlands, they know what to expect. And look, they're setting up on the high ground. They're not even looking to take a forward choke. They're going to force France to attempt to cap a point against a fortified Orisa, and that is a very, very difficult test. They're going to have to find a huge shatter here, essentially. Chubbs needs to justify his decision to play Rhine.
A10 is also on the flank, close to Death Blossom. There's a lot of things to keep your eye on. Shatter comes down from Chubbs. It only gets Brusen, but the Meteor Strike landed on top. Death Blossom in response from A10. He can't make the miracle happen for Netherlands. France using a lot. Now just having to clean up Netherlands, who are still investing. They're now throwing in Tri-Spears Coalescence.
Both teams calling, trying to keep it going. Hardest on top of the Moira, but can't connect the shots yet. She manages to fade out, but looks like France is in control of this point. We're able to make it work with just the 1K shatter. Now in control of the point again, but last time they were instantly flipped back. What can they do differently on this defense to change the script?
Chubbs still on the Reinhardt. He's got to either attack or defend. You can't do both at the same time like an Orisa can, but the shatter, we saw how important it is to coordinate that with Leaf's Meteor Strike as Netherlands, Gravitic Flux versus FD God's Barrier. This is coming up. Chubbs is going to get stunned. He goes in, the barrier. Chubbs can be insane as he wants. And Netherlands, we're focusing on this Gravitic Flux, but Brusen was found first. Trades back and forth. Gravitic Flux down from Tech 36. Should lift up Dan, should get the finish, and he does. Leaf with the slam. France against the odds will hold on.
Perfect timing by Leaf, making it work. Chubbs does fall there. Tri-Spear though does pick FD God. There will be a momentary advantage for the Netherlands to speed through this choke, and the Reinhardt essentially can't fight without the Lucio. He needs that speed boost to be able to close the distance on these range heroes that the Netherlands is fielding. But Brusen with this Gravitic Flux, if he can just pick that Rhine up in the air, he's essentially helpless.
Chubbs has two shields to get through. He wants to get the shot up with the Gravitic Flux, as everyone from Netherlands was focused on the Gravitic Flux from Brusen. Chubbs still alive with Coalescence, and going through his shield. He was moved forward and eliminated. Netherlands working so perfectly together. Now chasing the rest of France over on the left side. Few picks there. Netherlands will retake control at a critical point, 87+%.
At this point though, France, they just need to win one team fight, but some late staggers potentially coming in. No, the spawners from France keep them alive, and they're instantly initiating with the Coalescence.
Just fighting right back. The actual clapback him with the Coalescence. Supercharger advantage for Netherlands. Dance just got charged to another country. France holding their ground, playing it slow, but now it's Netherlands' time to fight with the barrier going in. This is a bit of speed here as France playing it slow as well. Meteor Strike, look for the setup. Chubbs, punish for the shatter. Netherlands needing to hold on to this to equalize the score.
Facility wants to find a kill. Huge pickup. Nobody can take him down. He's looking for more. Getting the Sigma. The Reaper dropping low. It's Hammond. Dan's back in the fight now. And Netherlands, they never gave up control in that fight. They're already at 80%, looking to potentially take this map.
Facility is the one to watch on Netherlands. Popped off last round. Turn to fight for Netherlands this time around. We're getting into last fight. Will France force the third round, or will Netherlands take first blood?
The Hammer now coming out from Dance. This will force Netherlands to be the aggressor in this fight. They can't let France just hold position on the point. Eventually, the Orisa will grind them out, so they're going to be forced to initiate with this Death Blossom soon.
A10 with the Death Blossom right behind the Orisa shield. He wants that kill. The team helps him out. One shield remains for France. Coalescence. Tech 36 with the Gravitic Flux. Netherlands not healing to keep them up. France chasing away the 4 last remaining members of Netherlands. They got a Gravitic Flux. Bruton needs to stay alive, although they need to heal him up. But France are too strong. Gravitic Flux, the helicopter from Hardest, 97+%. Is Netherlands around to touch?
France strikes back.
Round 3, baby!
We're going to the final round of Control, and if France haven't been so successful on this game time before, they made it work there with the Reinhardt. Seems like it caught Netherlands off guard, getting a couple of pin kills that really shouldn't work out, but it does because of their aggression. France, they're diving right on top of the Netherlands team, and you know, sometimes in those chaotic moments, things happen. You know, the Ryan gets pin kills, he finds shatters, but we can see it can also go wrong. Shattering an Orisa with Fortify, pinning straight into her, you know, you accomplish nothing against that. So it's definitely a risky choice for Team France, and I imagine, yeah, especially as we go to a much more long-range map, they're going to need that range damage from the Orisa just to keep up with the spam the Netherlands will feel.
But this was France running a Reinhardt and winning against the double shield of the Sigma Orisa. So now back to the Orisa comp, Symmetra teleport set up, expecting the Reapers to re-emerge, and the fight will take place in the middle of the map.
A total mirror here, both teams in equal position, but Hip strikes first.
Facility going off on an angle, he's found. Netherlands pressured. France holding the doorway. A10 separated, trying to take a different angle, and he's found France with an amazing start in the final round.
Rushing into the spawn here, they want the whole team wipe. Point's not even open yet, so just get those kills, stagger the Netherlands further, and set up as best as you can to hold point. That's so big. Leave getting that punch onto Facility early in the fight so that Hip can clean up the kill. Winning that Doomfist mirror is so critical in this matchup, and a player like Leaf is the perfect one to do it.
Hip is just a little bit farther ahead on the Coalescence. France can use this early to start. Putting pressure on the front lines of Netherlands. They're taking a different angle towards the left. France have found them. Now expect this Coalescence to start. The mirror from both sides. Netherlands losing Facility early. This is not what they had planned. But Netherlands can still equalize this. It's not unwinnable. They have the Coalescence, but Netherlands are still stuck in this room. France starting to surround them. Leaf with the meteor strike. He's looking for the halt setup. Trying to land on the supports. What a shield.
Great play, but it might not be enough. France pushing their 65 advantage, getting the kills, rushing in with their Reaper. A10 just back to the fight now, but too little, too late. It'll be a devastating stagger for the Netherlands. Nobody falling on the side of Team France, and they have so many ults to work with. What a clean fight. The Netherlands, they'll need to take some spam trades before they can really engage. They just don't have an ult with which they can start the fight.
France have both Gravitic Flux and Supercharger to initiate this fight. Netherlands close, but that'll be more of a mid-fight scenario.
We've seen that Supercharger Death Blossom just team wipe teams of 4. Netherlands eating a lot of spam as they move through the choke, this time through the high ground.
Supercharger started from Chubbs, and there is Hortus with the Death Blossom in the back. Netherlands using the barrier. Bruton fighting back with the Gravitic Flux. And these are the kills that Netherlands need. They're still investing ultimates. What an expensive fight, but Netherlands getting back to the point, and they'll take it.
Crusade using the beat very intelligently there just to keep his team up through the Death Blossom. Luckily, they're able to take down Tech 36 before he can get the Gravitic Flux off. But now, there's no more sound barrier, so Tech 36 with this Gravitic Flux could be huge. Although, Facility with the Meteor Strike and Dance with the Supercharger, they may be looking to just initiate before France can get the fight they're looking for.
Gravitic Flux from Tech 36, but no barrier. Netherlands choosing to win the fight with that, but can France take it back after this? Dropping from the high ground. There's the Tech 36 Gravitic Flux, the hold. It gets a lot of people from Netherlands. Supercharger, they're ready. They have the damage to Coalescence, bursting through the shield of France. There's the response barrier from France. Now setting up their shield. Facility looking for some targets. Slams down on the Chubbs. Netherlands can't lose this fight. France will have too much of a lead. The final round. Netherlands still kicking.
A10 gets another. That's a second for him. Facility still strong, still a lot of shields. He wants to get more aggressive, just waiting on these cooldowns. Wants to dive in and get more picks. Great plays from the Netherlands, striking France the moment they drop from the high ground. Now, both teams with just a Coalescence for the next fight that will favor the defenders. Essentially, both ults negating one another.
Netherlands playing a bit of defense. Aim to close the gap in this score. It's going to be the Coalescence, maybe coming out first from Hip. But you can see both teams positioning their shields. France not going through main, the right side. Netherlands disengaging towards the point. Coalescence burst from Tri-Spear, hit matching it. Netherlands going forward. A10 and Facility putting the team on their back. They're about to now equalize.
Great play by the Netherlands, kiting to the point, but then as soon as France tried to move forward, try to take that garden, that's when Facility strikes, and when you win that Doomfist mirror, you just go for more. 80% now. France, this is do or die. Win this fight or lose this control map.
Netherlands one fight away. If they can take it, they'll take the first map in this first to three. France, Gravitic Flux, Supercharger, using it early, pulled at the same time. A10 down already for the Netherlands. There's the barrier just in time for Crusade. Netherlands just trying to buy themselves some time for A10 to get back. He's got the Death Blossom. They're still holding. France can't puncture this. Look, a Gravitic Flux. France can't heal up. Leaf with two. He's making this winnable for France. Can they stay alive? Leaf is back and he's behind Netherlands. This fight is incredible, unbelievable. France still in this.
Leaf, what a monster. This is why you bring this guy on the team. Doomfist extraordinaire, cleaning up the fight. Starts with beating his counterpart and then goes on to sweep the Netherlands. But the Netherlands, they still have so many ults. France, they only have this Death Blossom and the Sound Barrier. Not the most obvious combo, but the Supercharger will give Netherlands potentially a huge advantage. France, they have to find a way to take it down.
Playing defense here, France. Scouting, is it going to be the right side or the left? How are Netherlands going to fake this out? It's going to be an ultimate bonanza. Netherlands spawning out the Reaper teleport, forcing it back. Hornets with the Death Blossom finds his counterpart. No Supercharger. Where's the advantage from Netherlands? They can't puncture through. It is now overtime, 99 to 99. Who will take the round in the first map? Hornets is pumping up. This is the guy you need to see from France. And overtime goes away. France takes the first map.
France taking control, so impressive. We've had weak results in this map before, but it seems that this LAN environment with the energy is playing to their favor as they win it now.
What an incredible first map. Round 3, Contenders versus OWL. This is a spotlight. We wanted to shine on these players. If you're excited for these teams, let me hear it right now! Oh, I hear the Paris chant going on.
Yeah, we got the French section right here,
Right
always
behind us.
coming out, always cheering on their crowd.
And we got to start to a quick break and get ready for map 2.
The 2019 Overwatch World Cup is brought to you by T-Mobile. Their newest signal goes farther than ever, and it's built 5G ready. Omen, the official PC and display of the Overwatch World Cup. And by Coca-Cola, the official refreshment of the Overwatch World Cup.
Il arrive pour le deuxième point, mais ils peuvent encore passer. Oh, c'est fait! Le double kill à domicile!
Last 2 years, represent France is a huge honor for us.
Là où personne ne nous voit.
When esport was recognized in US or in Korea, it wasn't in France.
So Josh, you going for our Drive Safe and Safe discount?
Yep, using the app, driving safe.
You wanna go, bro?
Do not mess with my discount.
Get a discount up to 30% with Drive Safe and Save.
The future waits for no one, so we refuse to wait for it. We're not just pilots and engineers. We are pioneers. Today, battles are waged in nanoseconds, and planes are piloted from the other side of the world. We turn night into day and fly missions in space. The future's not coming. It's already here. This is the future. Join us and be the future.
BlizzCon 2019 is brought to you by Coca-Cola, the official refreshment of BlizzCon. Facebook Gaming, a world of play. Corsair, do your thing. And by NVIDIA.
Welcome back from the break. We have France versus the Netherlands. In case you're new to the stream, in case you weren't in the arena, France will strike first blood.
Taking map 1, but it was far from clean. I mean, that was certainly a close affair. Both teams flipping those points back and forth multiple times. We saw fights going every which way, really. It seems like that matchup between Bazildi and Leap on the Doomfist is so important, but it's so volatile. Both of them having huge moments, taking down the other. So this series is far from over. France, with the experience, though, are going to bring some changes into their lineup. Actually, both teams going to make some subs as we move on later in the match.
Everyone jumping into the lobby shortly. What was interesting as we were waiting during the intermission is that Netherlands got a pep talk, and France, you know, pretty composed. They're chilling.
And we'll just take it easy. Maybe that is the experience showing through, just having the confidence that even though it was a close map one, they did get it done in the end, and with some unconventional strategies. We even saw the Reinhardt coming out, just charging it down mid, but making it work for Team France.
Even yesterday, we saw Ryan Zarya. We were seeing every, I heard from France, they were playing some Tracer Winner yesterday. New metas, new compositions coming out here at the World Cup.
Definitely lots of interesting stuff to see as we get into this game. Next map will be Blizzard World, moving on to that hybrid map type. Very interesting map here. It's going to open up a lot more diverse strategies than a map like Lijiang Tower. It's so close range. That double shield Reaper Doom is just so dominant. We could see these teams try to bring in the Widowmaker, try to bring in, oh, and you hear it. They want that Widowmaker to come out. They know what this guy is capable of. They know why you bring him into the roster, why he's been on every iteration of Team France so far. Just such a successful player, dominant not only for Team France, but also in the Overwatch League.
Those substitutions we're talking about soon in, Jonah in. And what was interesting about these teams is Jonah has a former teammate or a teammate on the other side of FD God. So what's it like, Jake, playing against a former teammate? Do you do a little extra dip or what's that?
You always got to play harder against your teammates, you know, like those are your friends. I think that speaks to like the origin of competitive gaming. You know, it all starts just playing your friends on that micro LAN on the couch, asserting dominance over your best friend. I mean, that's really why we're all here in the first place. So it's really just an extension of that, extension of all the passion that these players feel for the game, for being as best as they can be. But I'm expecting both teams to really change things up here, especially with Soon coming into the lineup, going to enable that Widowmaker, maybe some Tracer as well. Netherlands using Jonah. I've been seeing him have so much success with this hiding style, constantly starting the fight from the flank, but the rest of his team is so good at coming in at the moment that he strikes. So that coordination, we'll need to see that from the Netherlands for them to flip this map.
We've seen here 3, 2, 1 out the gates. Both these teams coming out. Double shield. Difference in comps. May Reaper on the defense. Soon looking for that first shot. He won't get it. He's going to swap.
Just giving it a try, seeing if you can get that free first pick. Very interesting. France believing in the offense. Bastion here. Netherlands will be forced into an aggressive move sooner or later. We get to see Leaf's flexibility now off the Doomfist onto the Pharah. So not the hero he's necessarily known for, but let's see what he can get done against the Netherlands.
Extra forgiveness, having that mercy in case something goes bad. Now just trying to shred the shields, but Jonah hiding. He's going to teleport into him. Look at the main wall to trap them. They're actually cornered. They can't move. But Immortality buys them a few extra seconds. Jonah forced the Wraith out. But Netherlands pushed up to assist Jonah and running over France. But look, Soon is also fighting back. Him gets away with the Resurrect. France has some members, but there's so much damage. Jonah goes in too deep, and Netherlands have to be careful.
You just see Soon showing his experience there. The moment the Reaper strikes, he's instantly turning around, putting the damage on that Reaper, knows that that's the true threat, that everything from the front is just a distraction. So far, that which has been working very well for the Netherlands, not finding success here. Leaf in the sky, also raining damage down. It looks like no recontest can possibly come in here. Team France going to start the payload moving, and looks like they want to commit, potentially with a pirate ship strategy.
Getting on the cart shortly. Netherlands will be meeting them at the front door. This is a tough choke to get through. As Soon gets the high ground, maybe expecting to push from the Netherlands.
I like this little detail. It just makes it so much harder for Netherlands to rush as opposed to sitting on the cart. We may see Soon move up forward now as the cart's closer. But Rosen with the combo, taking down Leaf, that's huge. Will be an opening for the Netherlands to strike onto Soon.
Hip does get that Resurrect. Soon gets slapped. He's woken up, trying to get back to the high ground without getting booped. This is the line of fire. Leaf with a double barrage kill for the attack. Clearing the skies and the ground. Able to get back on the payload and get this one moving.
Netherlands trying to commit here though. Jonah with the lifesteal, somehow battling back, getting a huge amount of stall here on the card. France, they will start the card moving. There will be opportunity to reposition their Bastion, but with these staggers, they won't be able to take the kind of dominant position on the high ground that you would hope to running this Bastion.
Able to get the resurrect and look at the peel. Able to let that happen as Leaf just immediately sets up for the barrage a little bit high up. You even had to halt the run to stop it, but the damage was done.
Yeah, Bruson's there, but just not in time. Too quick, especially with that halt AoE. Instantly initiating with a supercharger, though, are the Netherlands.
Supercharger from France also. Now, soon, just enabled. Now tank configuration. They are frozen. They can't do anything. Netherlands need to kill soon, but he's still alive. Leaf with 3! France, frozen, but not out. And now, he will clean up the Netherlands.
We see the insane damage resistance with upon the Bastion there in the tank form. Although he's frozen, his supports just keep him up. That team synergy working out for France, and Leaf is really performing on this far.
Leaf is popping off. Look at that Blizzard investment. Netherlands not putting any attention on the Leaf, maybe an icicle, but it's just clean direct, moving past the shield and the hold to make sure Leaf can get those. Meanwhile, Gravitic Flux plus the Death Blossom. France surviving, but not much longer. Great investment from Netherlands. Now they have the payload exactly where they want it.
This is rough for Team France. This may trigger a change in strategy. The Bastion is so effective when you're snowballing, so effective when you can just set up on that cart and ride it to victory. We're seeing even a little delay onto Hip. No rush to take out this Mercy. Just get a little extra time off the clock. So far, Soon still keeping the Bastion, so maybe France feel like with this amplification matrix, they can make it work. But the Netherlands, they do have the nano boost, they do have the sound barrier. Those are great at initiating on this Bastion. So the question is, can France protect their Bastion long enough for him to deal that DPS and grind through these rushing tanks coming out of the Netherlands?
Quick, not even rezzing Leaf, he'll be back. Slower push, high ground advantage for the Netherlands. Barrier and nano, expecting Jonah. Once he's in position for this to go to him. Now the Bastion is on the high ground. Gravitic Flux from France first, initiating. Netherlands using the barrier to sustain a great May wall. Separates the members of France. And losing their Bastion immortality. Leaf can turn it around. 3, he does it again. You can't ignore the Flora.
Seems like they just keep forgetting about him. Sleep will come in, but everyone from the Netherlands has fallen except for Crusade, trying to delay card, but it's so close to the finish. Something tells me Netherlands won't be able to recontest in this fight. Don's going to switch over to the Ham and just try and touch point, but not even going to make it there. Soon on the Tracer as well. Makes it very difficult for the Netherlands to keep this Ana online. Soon, such an adept player can take down these weak backliners. Ooh, what a great headshot from Bazildi. Shuts him down.
Such a squishy character, and Soon getting punished already, but this will be great, taking attention away with Leaf surrounding the Netherlands. Just forcing cooldowns out of someone like Facility. But speaking of which, Blizzard ready for the Netherlands. France around the corner. Supercharger from Chubbs. Does he want to initiate it? Do they want to wait out the Blizzard? Soon at the back, Supercharger shredding the shields of the Netherlands. Not using the Blizzard quite yet, waiting for France to get close, but they're not letting them get value out of this Blizzard.
It's a great position from Soon, but Netherlands making a great decision. Knowing that Soon's positioned so passively, they choose not to fight, just waiting out the Supercharger. France, they're not able to actually turn this corner, but a huge kill on the Dons.
He's got another barrage, but the directs are so clean. Finally, the Blizzard investment from Netherlands. Leaf, another, a montage from France is being created on this map. Team wiping the Netherlands, taking a nap, and he will be woken up to the final point.
I talked about Leaf as a Doomfist specialist, but here he's proving that he's more than adept on other heroes. This Pharah looking so clean, not only the directs, but also the timing on the barrages, always comboing with his Orisa. That's so important. The little details make a huge difference on Pharah, but now it's Bruson with the Gravitic Flux. Maybe can displace Soon on the Bastion.
Crusade has a barrier for the Gravitic Flux on the other side, but Bruson's going to use his first. It gets Sony, damages them, but there's so many shields, they can't get a good finish, even with a nice biotic from Tri-Sphere. France just going to play the slow on the cart. Hip will be by their side, asleep on the Leaf. Tri-Sphere's been nasty with these, and now the engagement for the Netherlands. Barrier, and...
That's a C9.
What? The C9, 1 minute 56? France, push it!
Netherlands, even with the sound barrier, they're just not able to get the contest, just feeling too pressured by that Bastion from Soon, but also it was the Gravitic Flux coming out of Tech 36 there, just denying some of those crucial players. Sometimes those players that on the DPS, you know, you're not thinking of it as your role to touch the card. You're thinking of it as you have to shut down that Bastion. That's what you're focused on. But sometimes when your allies, that Lucio, that Orisa, when they can't make it to card, you have to fill in. Netherlands not finding the solution there, and that's going to give France 2 extra minutes on the time bank, full capping Blizzard World.
Now we get to see a replay of how this happened. France just staying on the cart. Shields started to go down for Netherlands. They took it back. C, Gravitic Flux forces them out. They couldn't touch. Even Crusade was trying to get there, but forced off.
Yeah, traditionally it would be the responsibility of those Orisa, Sigma, those tank players to stop the cart, but the Gravitic Flux just totally prevents that. Someone else from the Netherlands had to come through in time, but Tech 36, great awareness. And I also want to hype up Soon there, showing his experience. You know, Bastion's a hero where it's pretty straightforward, right? Set up and deal the damage, break those shields. But Soon, he's always in the perfect position. He's always just far enough back that Netherlands, they just can't find the initiation they're looking for. They're running this Mei Reaper with Lucio on it. They want to jump on top of the Bastion, hit all their cooldowns on him, and take him out. Cut the head off the snake there for Team France, but it's not working out. Soon is always positioned just defensively enough, and at the same time, Leaf always attacking the Netherlands, making them feel pressured to even scout Soon's location, much less Russian.
Speaking of cutting off the head of the snake, I mean, the king in the sky is Leaf. If he performs like that again, Netherlands are going to have a tough time, but on their attack, let's see if they can finish off the match.
Netherlands on an extremely heavy span comp, but France with the Bastion should always have an advantage in any sort of shield trading situation. So Netherlands maybe gonna have to activate some sort of flank, but Facility will have a tough time even getting a fair duel against Leaf in front of the Bastion. But Soon moves very far forward into the choke. He may actually end up regretting this, not finding the angle onto the shield, being disrupted in Sentry form, not really getting the value on Bastion. Immortality Field used, but no value on it yet.
France playing so far forward, trying to deny the visibility of Facility. Tongue twister for the Netherlands. Now taking a bit of space. France pushing towards the right side. Facility almost dropping. But the damage from the Zenyatta that can assist with taking down France. Their target is Soon, and he's hiding, and it's so hard to find him.
FD God does have that amplification matrix, could offer a big burst of damage, but the flank from Leaf.
Oh, he did it! The trade from Jonah is there. Both Pharahs down. Resurrect's available. Is it safe enough to do so? Crusade's gonna go for it. But Netherlands down, 1 minute down. Jonah gets hit by a rock. He almost got picked.
The res is canceled though by the rock from Bruce, and that's absolutely huge. Leaf will not be in this fight. Respawn advantage for the Netherlands. Players coming back to the fight. They're trying to kill Soon. They get him. That's the Bastion. No more damage coming out from Team France. Someone else will have to turn a kill, but it's all Netherlands in the kill feed.
Netherlands sieging France. You're trying to hide away, having your eye on hip so you can't go for any more resurrect. Clean fight from the Netherlands. They get on the point. They get the payload.
Bruce, and that's so crucial. If that res had come through, they weren't even able to take down Hip, but the rock sneaking through the cracks in the shields, canceling that res, and Leaf can't come back into the fight, so the Respawn is able to clutch. Bruce, and great awareness to save the accretion for that moment.
Jonah still on the Hanzo, and of course with this Dragon Strike. Oh, the clean pick on the Soon. Should be res there from Hip. Immortality used to make sure that can happen.
Dragon.
But Jonah with the Dragon, he finds 3 and 4! What again? These clips that we're able to get from this match.
Huge drone there, keeping everyone alive, but it ends up just baiting them to stay in the drone, stay grouped up in the Immortality Field. But when it does fall, the Dragon just wipes the field of Team France. They're gonna have to come back in and get some sort of recontest fight Soon on the Widowmaker. This could be the X factor they need. This is why they bring him into the lineup for that flexibility. Facility, he's going to have to watch his head or Soon will chop it right off.
Facility, sneaky.
Jonah though.
Wants to dodge Soon, and Jonah's been finding these pigs. Hip down, Leaf is so vulnerable. Soon turns on Facility. Trade back and forth, but you can see with the Widowmaker, they're playing defensively. Try and spare, you can't challenge Soon, you can't do it. Leaf finishing off the job.
Facility wants to disrespect Soon, wants to dive on top of him, take him out and get in his head, but it's Soon who finds the head of Facility there. Jonah just trying to struggle alive, but there's no way you're winning that fight behind the Orisa shield.
Resurrected France now chilling on the card, but look at the ultimates that Netherlands have.
It will be a struggle though. This Hanzo does offer a damage advantage to the side of the Netherlands if the game ever becomes a pure shield trade, but there's so many angles on Blizzard World second. This is one of the best points in the entire game for a Widowmaker, and someone like Soon certainly knows them all. He knows exactly where to be to find those pickoffs. Netherlands, they'll have to play perfectly. You can't give a guy like Soon even a single chance.
A different approach. They know they're on the high ground. A good concussive blast can toss them off. Leaf above them. Facility scared. A good halt. The direct not minute, but Soon finding Facility should be able to be resurrected by Crusade. Transcendence forced out, maybe enabling this resurrect to go through, but Leaf is above them, getting closer. Gravitic Flux from Tech 36, but it is the Netherlands much stronger now that they're running a Pharah.
Both teams brawling. Dan's going to commit the supercharger. No one able to take it down yet on the side of Team France. This is a huge overtime advantage building up for the Netherlands, starting to grind through the defenses. Soon is going to engage the infra site, but with so many shields online, will he be able to find the pick?
Another barrage from Leaf, and it's shut down. Finally, more attention to him. He's resurrected back in front of the eyes of Netherlands, who are still pushing the card. A great rock, but Leaf survives. But a hook, a road hog in my game. Hammond. France trying to get back to this one quick.
Roadhog trying to take out the Zenyatta. He needs to, or the Discord will destroy him. But it's Stryker who wins the 1v1, takes down Hip as well. Netherlands rolling forward, potentially able to match this time bank that the French team were able to set last round.
Now charging forward, seeing to get any stagger kills from people coming out of spawn. There's Leaf getting away. Oh, but FD God's brought back.
The stagger spawn is so painful here for Team France. Every inch of the card matters, and the Netherlands moving through this choke point, although soon, watching from the flank. Luckily they scout him, managed to escape with their lives.
Now Soon getting into position. Oh, the jump shot just barely missing the forehead of Tri-Spear it seems, but now how are Netherlands gonna spot out Soon? It's going for more, but dodging the rock, he's gonna get back into safety.
Great awareness there. Losing Soon would be a punishing blow, but he's halted in by Dons. Over-aggressive from Soon. Netherlands pushing forward with this +1 player advantage.
And the wall to trap in France. Almost getting a few. Tri-Spears holding on to the Transcendence Crusade. Giving the extra healing with the Valkyrie as France getting ready for their final defense, setting up the halt. No follow-up from the other side. Now Leaf back to the Doomfist. Soon still on the Widow, playing as far back as he can as Netherlands starting to pressure. Lots of time on the clock. France want to take it down. Chubbs getting dangerously low, but still alive.
Jonah pumping out the damage on this Hanzo. Shields starting to crumble on the side of Team France. Trance moving forward for the Netherlands. They want to take down this Orisa, start to end the fight. It's Brusen moving forward with the Gravitic Flux as well. Takes down the Ana, and can you believe it? The Netherlands beating France's time bank despite the C9 on their defense. Mentally staying tough, staying in the game, and keeping that confidence flowing. That's so important in these LAN environments. You cannot let a little slip up get in your head and affect your gameplay, and the Netherlands certainly proving that it has not.
About a 30-second difference between the two teams. Jake, how significant is this in the scope of how many fights they can get?
I would call this overtime very even. I mean, if anything, it's more of a mental advantage for the Netherlands. Maybe it'll give them one extra chance at a fight, one extra opportunity to stagger back in. But ultimately, if either team can get a clean first fight and begin building up an ultimate bank and snowballing the cart, that could matter far more than these 30 seconds. So both teams under pressure here. A little bit of room for error, you know, you've got a couple minutes to play with, but that's not a lot. You know, a couple fights going the other way, you know, any picks being fed, any fights lost for free, that could spell the end of the offense.
I've been liking that Netherlands brought out the Far to challenge Leaf, and Soon knowing not only will he trust his teammate, but you got the Widowmaker just in case, just to add more toughness to Facility. But hovering on the Mei, with the Mei Hanzo coming out once again for the Netherlands.
I just want to hype up Dan's on this Orisa. So many times it's been his halts that set up the kills onto France's DPS. Brusen as well, so good on these combinations with the accretion, always ready to follow up from Dan's, and that's the thing we've been seeing from all of the top teams in this metagame. Their tank line, so coordinated.
France out the gates, 2 minutes, see how far they can get. Soon with the Widow, not spawning, also getting a good scout. Netherlands now playing far back, Soon gonna communicate that, goes back to the Bastion.
Still believing in this Bastion offense. This time though, Jonah is on the Hanzo instead of the Reaper. That may change things as well with the Mercy on Crusade. More damage available for the Netherlands to spam down potentially onto the Bastion.
Netherlands playing around this house, so if Soon starts to shred shields, they can take cover. Netherlands not having their honor on the high ground will be finding as effective of biotic grenades, but Leaf is above them. They have no cover. France pressuring. Immortality already used. Tech 36 was frozen, but it's Soon with all the damage. Netherlands are dropping.
No one can take down Soon at this point. He's just totally uncontested. They pick him up the way ball, but Tech 36 instantly redeploying the shield, accomplishing nothing for the Netherlands there. They're going to have to regroup, reset. At least they have a few ults to their name. That nano boost coming online soon could help, but you don't have an obvious nano target. There's no Reaper for Jonah that you can just nano and send to hunt down the Bastion. So it will be an open question here what the Netherlands like to do with this nano, but certainly they need to evict Soon from the card. If he's able to snowball, win a fight here and there, overtime starts ticking, things could go really wrong for the Netherlands. They want to end this right here.
But Tri-Spear is actually going on a flank towards the right side. He could be trying to find a biotic behind France's shield, but Netherlands playing close up. This will be about denying the resources from France, but also they have to keep an eye on Leaf, who has Barrage jumping over the Mei wall initially. France ready to engage. Oh, and a ground barrage from Leaf behind the shield. Even the Immortality finishes off Facility, and a great play from France. 17 seconds, and they will move forward.
France commits a few ults, but they're relatively cheap ults. You still have the flexibility of the Valkyrie online, and that should buy time for Chubbs to build up that supercharger.
Few seconds remain. Netherlands will be around the corner. Blizzard, Dragon Strike, almost a supercharger. They have the tools. Can they take down a Titan team of France? Now, getting closer, Netherlands getting ready with the Hulk. Dragon Strike might be the first combo. There's a Dragon Strike right on the cart. It separates France. Soon is back on the Tracer as Leaf trying to be sneaky on another angle. Now pressuring the supports, taking their attention away. The Blizzard's on the field, and there is France trying to survive, but the Netherlands fighting back behind the shields. Only Tech 36 and Leaf above. Can they make a miracle happen? Hint's going for a resurrect. He brings back FD God, but it might be too little too late.
The Blizzard just proving too effective there on that overtime scenario, forcing someone from Team France to just eat the freeze, keep the cart going. But ultimately, that's enough for Netherlands to stop the cart. But have France just done enough there? I mean, that's a great offense, given that they only started with 2 minutes. It's an open question whether the Netherlands can even cap first point, and the French team, they still will have some opportunities to hold on the payload section.
But it's a great counter from Netherlands to go with the Maze setup. The Blizzards, the wall-offs have been so clean.
I do like the choice strategically to start off on the Mei on defense. Given that overtime scenario, you know that we will be reaching overtime in that payload section or before, and the Blizzard is just so effective in that moment. So starting off the game on the Mei ensures that the Blizzard will be online at some point in the game, and you can just guarantee at least a closeout from there. But France getting a lot of progress on the cart for 2 minutes. This will be a tough test for the Netherlands. I'd say the France performed above expectations given that the timing that they had.
Box of victory halfway to point B. Netherlands down in the series, but this is their chance to make it a tie.
France, though, potentially taking a big risk here. I think this could go either very right or very wrong. The Bastion has a huge potential to full hold on this first point, but at the same time, if that first point does slip away, if you are picked down and the point is capped, it's much more difficult for the Bastion to win a recontest than, say, a Mei with the Blizzard.
And what do you think of the Zenyatta that Netherlands are forcing here with Tri-Spear? It's a signature hero.
I think the point of this is that because France is not running a Doomfist, they're not running a super aggressive dive hero beyond the Pharah, that the Zen can basically, you can get away with running the Zen. You can survive with that level of greed. Netherlands trying to use every second of this timing, though. They have a full spam composition against a Bastion, which can be difficult to execute, given that Bastion almost always creates a damage advantage for his team.
The Netherlands going towards the left side, Facility holding down the main choke. France will have soon really close to that doorway that they might want to come out of, as Netherlands look like they're rethinking things.
France, they want to stay in whatever choke that the Netherlands chooses to push through. Mitigate this range damage from the Hanzo, force you to fight the Bastion at close range. So far, rotation's working out for them. Netherlands not able to find a gap in this defense.
Students playing so close. Netherlands without a Lucio. They can't be just charging in with that speed. A rock just barely misses. Facilities won, and there's the first pick. Crusade might be in position to res.
Soon finds two, so a res will not be enough. Ultimately, Netherlands will be forced to just go back into spawn, although chasing very, very deep for the Sigma. This is very, very aggressive by Soon in an extremely deep position here. They do want to back out, though. It's not advisable to fight that close to the Netherlands spawn.
Getting that res up. Netherlands down by some time, a minute 20. They still have to get the point. They still have to push. And not really getting much damage. The Netherlands not close to really anything.
This time, though, Soon, he's not ready for that choke flank. They're able to slip through behind him, and now Facility hitting them from the top, but Soon takes him out.
Soon just has his eyes locked on Facility, the troublemaker from the Netherlands. Still trying to push towards the left side. Last minute of the game. They don't take the point. France will lead the series 2-0. Tank configuration from Soon. Sieging Netherlands. They're trying to get out. Their shields barely alive. France with the res. Soon playing smart. And Transcendence from Tri-Spirit leads Netherlands maybe to a victory in this fight.
FD God just 1 second late with that immortality field, but it's not enough. Barrage from Lee finds absolutely nothing. Defensive abilities still online for the Netherlands, but it's Chubb's hip, and FD God somehow striking back.
Facility extending when he was like 50 HP. Netherlands trying to be as aggressive as France are. The last 25 seconds of Netherlands attack.
Soon has made the switch over to Tracer, looking to make Tri-Spear regret that decision to play Zen. Tracer so deadly taking down these squishy backliners on support.
Dragon Strike just to make some space. France letting them have it. Soon going after the supports. Not getting the execution on Tri-Spear. Goes after the tanks. Just trying to take attention away. It's someone in the touch. It's Facility that has to do it. He has Barrage. Someone else has to follow from the Netherlands. They're getting the kills though. They can progress forward in overtime. Netherlands will be able to get the payload.
Facility touching point and getting 3 frags there. Huge fight from him and from Jonah, finding the headshots to take down Chubbs. Open things up. Soon not finding the kills on his signature Tracer. Netherlands. Also, Jonah looking to take the mirror. This is confidence right here from Jonah, challenging one of the best tracers in the world, and he will have a minor advantage though. With this Zenyatta, the Harmony Orb on the tracer, he can act as a sort of bodyguard, controlling the flanks, denying them, whereas FD God, his amplification matrix is really only going to aid those main team players. In fact, there's not really a great combo for the amp matrix. Ult's a little bit awkward here for Team France.
Facility versus Leaf. Soon versus Jonah. Only difference is the Zenyatta. Now Gravitic Flux. Tri-Spear's ready with the Transcendence. Netherlands healed up, regenerating their shields. France holding their ground, not playing as aggressive as they did before. Gravitic Flux ready for Bruce, and he's rocked. France, though, still injured, losing him. It's up to FD God. He uses the immortality. It is now in overtime. Netherlands still fighting, but for how much longer?
Soon needs to find something, but he's not able to. Facility with the barrage.
With two! France down now, Leaf and Chumps. One shield, Tech 36 is out. Netherlands, by the skin of their teeth, can move forward.
Facility so cool, calm and collected on this Pharah. Soon trying to stay alive in the backline, but he's being hunted by Jonah. Jonah has the HP advantage and the Harmony Orb. Luckily, Soon able to escape with his life, but Netherlands moving forward to that final cap.
Victory. The box of victory is there. Netherlands used so much to take that fight. France have a barrage. This is the ultimate. This is the miracle play from Leaf. We need to see. He needs to let it rain. Netherlands pushing a cart. A few more meters. The France barely touching 0.5 meters. Leaf can't lose his 1v1. Facility almost gets it. Getting ready for barrage. He's in position. The hook and the clapback. France lose their Farah. Facility on the other side. Supercharger from the Netherlands. Out damaging France. That box of victory is right there. The Netherlands, they can smell it, they can taste it, and here we have a tie series!
Insane comeback from the Netherlands, finding the answer to that Bastion comp. It looked so rough for them earlier on in that map. They just couldn't find the answer to France's intelligent rotations, but dancing around, finding the way through the defenses. You could see the excitement on the faces of these Netherlands players. They know what they've just accomplished, coming back against Team France, and France, maybe the wheels coming off the wagon just a little bit there at the end. Some very awkward comps, not finding themselves on the real synergistic comp that you're hoping for. Tri-Spear really getting the value out of the Zen. Soon would have hoped been able to shut that down on the Tracer, but Jonah doing a great job at the counter.
And here we are at halftime. We have a tie series. We're gonna let the players take a break. We'll see you guys right after.
BlizzCon 2019 is brought to you by T-Mobile. Their newest signal goes farther than ever, and it's built 5G ready. Intel, the official CPU partner of BlizzCon. Cisco, the official networking partner of BlizzCon. And by HyperX. We're all gamers. BlizzCon 2019 is brought to you by Coca-Cola, the official refreshment of BlizzCon. Facebook Gaming, a world of play. Corsair, do your thing. And by NVIDIA.
It's the first big tournament I think India is representing. This is going to make our mark, our first step towards becoming better at esports.
It's a huge honor to me to represent the Netherlands at the World Cup. I'm really proud of all of my teammates, and I really think we can do really well.
It's basically the first time for Saudi to participate in World Cup. It's kind of a lot of pressure on me.
Definitely a lot of pressure, since you're representing your own country.
I think I'm gonna handle it.
I've handled pressure before, so...
Denmark has kind of always been like this kind of underdog team where our country's pretty small, but we've always had pretty talented players. So just being here representing Denmark, it means a lot.
I've been playing sports my whole life, so I've always wanted to represent Ireland playing Gaelic or soccer. To be able to do it in Overwatch, it's something different, and I'm really happy to be able to do it.
Small country can do big things and prove everyone that hard work pays off.
It's kind of special to me because I've always wanted to participate in the World Cup, but I've never had the courage to before this year.
So we are giving everything to go as far as possible.
Personally, it means a ton. I mean, it just feels amazing to actually be one of the people to represent your country on a global stage.
This year I'm going to give my 150%. I'm going to give my whole. I just want my people and my friends to be proud of me, and I want to bring them some good results.
We're back at the half. France versus Netherlands. It's a tie series, but what a great video, Jake. And I want to ask you this. What does it mean to represent your country at the World Cup?
I can definitely speak to what it meant to me. I mean, in 2017, playing here in this very arena, that was the moment I think I really made it in esports, the moment that I was able to show my skill and all the time that I put into this game. I mean, the blood, sweat, and tears that you put in, that all of these players have put in to reach this level. You know, whether they're in the Overwatch League or still grinding in that Tier 2, Tier 3 scene, trying to make it there. Every player on the stage here today gives everything to the game. You wouldn't reach this level. You just couldn't be here if you hadn't already made those sacrifices and committed totally. So it really adds emotional weight to these competitions. So many of these players, not only representing their country, but representing their future, their dreams, what they've been trying to accomplish for years and years of their life at this point.
Lots of players highlighted at the World Cup. Dreams happen here. Both these teams making it so far. In the quarterfinal, the winner gets to face China, as we will go into Junkertown as our third map. It was the Netherlands taking Blizzard World. But after these substitutions, Jake, what were your first impressions of Jonah and Soon?
Well, I mean, both played really well. I can't really fault the subs as to why that went towards Netherlands in the end. I think ultimately it was more of Netherlands' adaptive strategy there, bringing out the Zen, not really having the answer for Team France. Jonah made a great decision to mirror Soon on the Tracer. With a Zen on his team, he has a huge advantage in that matchup. The Harmony Orb, one of the most effective ways to heal a Tracer. And with France still fielding the Baptiste at that point, just not able to give Soon enough resources to take that challenge effectively. This time, though, I would expect to see the Widowmakers come out, both Jonah and Soon, known as specialists on this hero. Soon especially, having had so many dominant performances on this very map.
Soon on the Bastion, on the defense. Netherlands at the gates with Jonah, so you can get that first pick. But is this a map you want to run a Widow against? As Soon will trade him on the Widow too.
Soon with a very late swap on a Widow, actually. Was considering Bastion, gonna come back into the fight, but this could be a distraction that works out. Perhaps Brazility might get over aggressive, but Soon strikes from the flank.
Oh, the holds! Setup. It could be Rez as FD God want to go for it. You can see that Netherlands not letting it happen. Crusade does bring Tri-Spear back. The attack from Netherlands. Nice and healthy. FD God denied the Rez.
Brazility so on point there, shuts down Soon. He won't be back into this fight anytime. Looks like Jonah he's in control, but Brazility over the top. No one here for France to shut this down. He has free reign on the backline. Hip dropping low on the Mercy.
Good positioning from FD God, getting to that room. Brazility not able to get that kill. Look at that position. He's just not killable. But Netherlands have made great time. Chubbs there by himself. Netherlands just trying to get a feel for where France are getting their angles from.
Soon picks the Mercy out of the sky. I talked about his Widowmaker on this map, and there's a reason for that. But Leaf overextending there. But Soon again. Dan's though striking back. This is still a scrappy fight. Soon maybe needs another pick to somehow do this, but Tech 36 and Chubbs still strong on cart. Still healed up by Hip on that Ana.
Oh, these halts have been so clean from Dan's. And Soon with the headshot of Brazility. I almost got my voice ready. I knew that was going to happen. And France, the last couple of meters, able to hold Netherlands at bay.
I said you can't give this guy a single chance, but on a map like Junkertown first, that's just inevitable. He will find the angles, he will have the opportunity. Now Jonah feels pressured, he has to take this Widowmaker duel. Someone has to challenge Soon, but Soon just one more body shot away from that infra site. That'll stall Netherlands even further with his double sniper comp.
Double sniper, Facility on the top high ground. Jonah on the left spots someone and he just nopes right back with the team. Oh, takes an icicle to the face. France using the supercharger early. Netherlands look like they're gonna wait it out.
France maybe overcommitting ults here, not really getting any value out of the infra site, but look at Soon on the flank, knows he's free. Leaf as well, poking them around. Everyone from the Netherlands just hiding, trying to escape the death from Soon. He's chasing these frags and so is Leaf.
Do it more, do it to him soon. Oh, the shield still finished off, and France, another fight for them.
Netherlands maybe being a little overconfident, having forced the supercharger and the infra site. They had the opportunity to kite back further, but they elect to stay in, try and make something out of nothing. But it's Soon once again just dominating this Widowmaker duel. Takes the Orisa. He's a monster.
Soon with the booms. France untouchable right now, and they have ultimates. The Blizzard from Leaf. Soon with the headshots. Jonah has to contest him. He needs to take Soon's attention away.
Someone has to strike back here, but so many ults available for Team France. Soon has just been winning these fights with free pickoffs. Netherlands not even able to really force key ultimates yet, although Tri-Spray on the flank, trying to get some control. Tech 36 though, supporting Soon, enabling this aggression.
Pulling down the right side, going for a flank. Netherlands are so scared to even challenge Soon. Supercharger, but the Blizzard from France. They're frozen Dance using the Fortify to protect his team. The Transcend is just in time from Tri-Spear. The healing and a possible Resurrect coming through from the defense. Gravitic Flux. Tech 36 with 2 takes out both snipers from Netherlands. 37 seconds left.
Trance keeping them alive, but the Blizzard does just enough. Leaf with so many cleanup frags on this main. Oh no, the huge delay onto Dance. Clock is running down, so this will be rough. He's trying to just come back into the fight. They won't even do him the favor of sending him back to spawn. Netherlands may be forced into a 5v6. So no, it's a 4v6. Someone just cannot stop with these headshots. He's a monster. Infrasight now. Netherlands have no choice but to push in.
2 snipers of Netherlands versus 1 chunky Soon, and he gets it again. Disgusting. France, the last couple seconds, the montage. Soon going for more. France working as a team. Leaf jumping in. They're boosting the Gravitic Flux. No one there left in the Netherlands, and France full holding them.
I mean, that was the Soon show right there. I mean, everyone from Team France doing a great job playing around Soon, supporting him, enabling his aggressive flanks. But man, if he doesn't hit headshots like that, Netherlands, they might have had some sort of chance there, but just every push reset time and time again. We didn't even see a single sort of traditional ult trade type team fight. It's always just Soon ending things before they even begin. This is why you bring him in for Junkertown.
Fans on their feet, cheering on their favorite country. France, compose, Netherlands, the pressure is there, the cart is not far. This is what, 1 or 2 fights, Jake?
Definitely, this is going to be a brutal defense. Netherlands going to have to bring out everything, essentially force the spawn camp. The France on the attack. I mean, France, they have so many options at this point. The card is so close to the spawn, they can run whatever strategy they want. They can just wait and see what sort of defense Netherlands chooses to field and counter it with the best ults they can possibly have. They have infinite setup time, so really, I think for Netherlands to make this hold, someone is going to have to repeat Soon's performance. Someone's going to have to make those individual pop-off plays to win fights for free. You know, France, they will have that inevitability. They have, you know, Netherlands cannot give up a single fight. France, they can just sack time and time again, build up that ultimate bank, and then eventually snowball through the Netherlands. Netherlands, at least they do have this good, solid choke to hold. That's one strong place they'll be able to get an engagement. Looks like they want to try and take a spawn camp fight as well, trying to melt some of that time bank down. I feel like they have to do that at this point.
And with this May Reaper setup, this tells me that Netherlands want to rush the spawn, close the gap, not let Soon have any chance on the Widow. Soon, smelling the competition, is going to have the Bastion ready. There is Netherlands with the house as cover, using the shield, already bursted down from Soon. France have the healing. Tri-Spear's there in the back, keeping himself safe. France already bursting down the first shield of Netherlands. No mercy to forgive that. Dance has to protect the team. The holds from France are also so good.
Soon though on this Bastion, just grinding through the shields, one after another. Leaf on the flank. If he can take down this healer, that will take the legs out from under the Netherlands.
Such a big play, taking down the main healer of Netherlands. Only Lucio, and now with 2, make it 3 and 4. France taking the 1 fight point maybe that they need. There's still one more chance for Netherlands to keep a defense.
Soon, such an insane performance on the Widow, followed up by great tactics with the Bastion staying inside the spawn. There's no opportunity for Facility to isolate him with the Mei wall, so great positioning from Soon, as we'd expect. He's also taking the dominant position on the car stack with the Sigma shield. This is a devastating position, just enough high ground to prevent those pesky flankers.
A few more rockets, these directs, he's hitting every single one. Now you have to worry about Leaf's barrage. One more, he has it. He's looming above Jonah. He needs to get a headshot. He can't let him as France are advancing the card. Netherlands have to rotate back. Not in the greatest position. Someone there has the touch. Netherlands get it right on. France bring the payload home. Now lead the series 2-1.
The past two maps have been close, but that one was not. It's all Soon out here in the Overwatch World Cup.
The rotation, Netherlands, what did you think? Should they have stayed back?
Well, it's just so tough. I mean, once you get a defense like that, there's really nothing that, or once you hold the map like that, there's just nothing that the defenders can do that really makes sense, that feels good. The attackers just have so much flexibility because the Bucks' victory is just so close.
Soon has been disgusting this match, and now we're on match point. France, one map away. Can Netherlands send it back? We'll see you guys after this break.
BlizzCon 2019 is brought to you by T-Mobile. Their newest signal goes farther than ever, and it's built 5G ready. Intel, the official CPU partner of BlizzCon. Cisco, the official networking partner of BlizzCon. And by HyperX. We're all gamers.
We are back after the match we just saw on Junkertown. 2-1 now leading France. But it's okay, Netherlands, you know, according to the group stage, 1-4 on Escort. Break your game tie, but let's see if they can turn it around here on this next map.
A weak game type, but luckily they escape it very, very quickly. So gonna have to thank Soon for that one. Not a very long map. But the Netherlands, though, they have shown that mental toughness. I mean, even after France set such an impressive time bank on Blizzard World, Netherlands were able to strike right back. So clearly not shaken by a defeat like that, a momentary defeat, able to just get right back in the game and give it their best. As we move on to the Assault game type, well, Sky Industries will be the map. This has to be a sign, though, of worry for the Netherlands. I mean, with what Soon just did on the Widowmaker, we've seen so many teams using that Widowmaker Pharah combination on Volskaya. So can the Netherlands find the answer? I feel like they just can't be taking the Widow duel. I mean, Jonah, a fine Widow player, but Soon just one of the best in the world, if not the best in the world. I mean, any one of these top Widow players in the Overwatch League can be the best in the world on any given day, and Soon is certainly in that category. So for the Netherlands, I'd like to see them focus on a strategy that just mitigates Soon's Widow. Don't force your team to try and take a duel against a player with that much experience on the Widow, and especially in the Widow duels. I mean, those have been so prominent in the Overwatch League.
But there was a few options that Netherlands tried to counter Soon, investing more players, sending Tri-Spears, sending Jonah, sending Facility. No one can shut down Soon. But then they went with plan B, and that was the May Reaper, closing that gap, not letting Soon have the space to be as free as he was, and they're hovering over it now.
Yeah, Soon already choosing the Widow, but this is just the attack for Team France. So Soon, I mean, he has been taking jump shots on the offense here of most of the attack maps. So, you know, just taking a little risk there. Maybe you get a free pick. Maybe that snowballs the round. In the Netherlands, though, I like this choice. Stay away from this Widow Pharah comp. That just makes you a vulnerability to Soon, potentially on these pick hit scan heroes. With this May Reaper, the Netherlands can play to their strong suit, and that's what Overwatch is all about. This brawling fighting style is what has brought the Netherlands to this point, so they're going to commit here, and that's exactly what I want to see from them. Play to your strengths here on this final map, potentially, if Team France can win.
Well, Soon, out the gates, always goes for that Widow jump shot, touches the rock. When he doesn't get anything, usually goes to Bastion, but is this the play on attack?
Well, they have been working it before, and with FD gone on the Baptiste, I'm not surprised to see it. It's, of course, the natural support for Bastion. The question is, what can the Netherlands do to suppress Leaf? He's been so devastating on this Pharah, while everyone else in the Netherlands is focused on Soon and the Bastion.
The big person that will be putting pressure on the Leaf is Facility. He's hit icicles here and there, not getting the finish because of that Mercy pocket. Netherlands choosing now to go rotate towards the Mega Pack side and halt and rock. Brusen finds one.
Dan so on point with these halts. Combo comes in, but the res is close enough for him to find, so Leaf gonna be back in the skies. Jonah doing great work on the flank, just being a distraction, making Soon think twice about committing forward. Rock out of the Mercy.
Finished!
Beautiful.
Brusen, such a good Sigma player, but France on top of the May wall. Soon is in position. Bruce's shield is so low, but Soon can't get a good line of sight.
Can't find an angle. The Netherlands playing very close on this low ground, right under Soon, but he just can't find that damage angle he needs on Bastion. The halt comes in from Danz again, separating the Bastion team, although Soon finds one. This could go anybody's way. Barrage comes out, but nothing.
So smart, Tri-Spear hides from it. Netherlands reading France like a book, hiding, taking away the value from Soon, hiding from the barrage. Netherlands have stepped up their game, but here comes Soon. Take configuration. Netherlands hiding behind the shield. Soon is stopped, but he's still going, wounding Netherlands. But France can now start to set up on the point.
Now the rush, though, coming in from the Netherlands. They're trying to swarm Soon, but it's Leaf who takes down Crusade. Without speed, it'll be very difficult to get on top of that Bastion. Netherlands taking position inside the hut. Soon trying to find an angle, but again, Netherlands hiding, but the rockets
Leaf with two! Leaf with two, and the Moira's gone. Netherlands only have Lucio heals. They just want to take time away and saying goodbye to Facility, as we will see him at point B.
Leaf and Soon are just playing this so perfectly. Soon, never getting caught out, knows that all he has to do is stay alive. Eventually, the amount of damage that Bastion and Pharah can pump out will just inevitably win the fight. So as long as Soon stays in these great tactical positions, plays around his team, and Leaf always being aggressive, always filling in where Soon has to be passive. So it's great awareness of Team France there, knowing how to play this composition. Max with a great rush.
They're swarming! Gravitic Flux, Trends in the air. There's a Valkyrie and an Immortality Field. The Blizzard thrown on top. Netherlands don't want to get France. Let them set up. And there's the clean fight, but Netherlands invested so much.
They do win that fight. They do stop the snowball. But as you said, it is a very costly one, though. Jonah, he's had great success from the hiding place, and I like this position. Locker is not something that's commonly cleared by attackers. So if Jonah can get an early pick here, Netherlands might find a window to start recharging some of those ults that they just expended. France, though, not too rich on that front either. Did commit the supercharger in that last fight.
Jonah hiding on the right side. You see him. He's got the Death Blossom. Soon doesn't know it's coming. Oh, but he gets spotted out. Jonah.
God, awareness.
The awareness is there. The main wall from his own teammate. The sabotage. Facility, my man. But Netherlands still holding the front line. And now Jonah can go crazy. Death Blossom with 2, 3, 4. Netherlands cleaning up France.
The anti-synergy from the Netherlands, communication not there for Facility, drop the Mei wall, but France just assumes, I mean, no one would just wall off their teammate. They don't expect Jonah to be hiding behind the wall, just waiting it out, and the Death Blossom gets absolutely massive cleanup there. France haven't been able to find that tactical positioning that they've been hoping for with this Bastion comp. Netherlands doing such a great job of being aggressive, not letting Soon arrive in those checkmate positions that you just can't deal with. They need to fight him before that moment. Soon setting up, but this time Netherlands, patience.
But the Amp Matrix is ready for Soon. If they can get through the main road, Netherlands will have to hide this one out. As Jonah's ready on the high ground, he could be dropping down. The Leaf now flanking. Netherlands giving him the space. Gravitic pops him Tech 36, lining things up. Netherlands haven't dropped anyone yet. Nano ready for Jonah. France ready with the amplification matrix. Soon with the tank is now pushing Netherlands towards the left side. You can see the disconnect. Dan's now taking so much damage. Netherlands trying to back him up. France inching themselves closer to the point.
Supercharger is down for France, and nobody for the Netherlands can find the damage angle on it. Everyone amplified. Leave with the barrage, but what a sleep from Tri-Spear.
Is he dead? Are they gonna get him? And there is the pounce. But a tray goes through Netherlands, losing one of their main shields. Wanting to play this one slow, but do France still want to engage? Down by 1. They have the Valkyrie. This says they want to hold on.
Netherlands trying to touch from the corners of point, but it's hit with the Valkyrie, trying to get on the Auna, gonna beat in, try and rush this Bastion, try and shut him down. Potentially the Blizzard does come in, freezing the Sigma and the Bastion. That should be the window.
What a Blizzard! Incredible zoning from Facility. He's been standing out in the spotlight as the main player for this defense. France, time cut.
France, in this case, able to get that 1 tick of progress, 63%, but may that be the high watermark here? I mean, this Bastion's comp, it's so difficult to make it to the point in the first place. France kind of falling apart there, especially with that insane sleep from Tri-Spear. I mean, I think without that, that would have surely been map over, or at least defense over for the Netherlands. So Tri-Spear coming in so clutch for his team, but Leaf, he still has that barrage available. Tri-Spear is gonna need to shut it down again.
Leaf was the one that really initiated this fight for France. He went on the left side, he's got Tri-Spear, gonna get the sleep. He misses it, critical! Still got so low. He's healed up. Barrage at the ready. The rock misses. Netherlands backing off. They know he has barrage. The shields stay alive. The hold. Icicle finish from Netherlands. France, they might not be reservable, but they need to make the space for him.
Jonah still
going for it. He's going for it. He brings the res. He gets punished for it. Gravitic flux from Netherlands, wounding France. Soon set up at the back, but not enough teammates to keep him up.
Netherlands, they allow the res, but it only sets up the Gravitic Flux more effectively for Bruce, and now just delaying Soon a little bit with the kinetic grass. Netherlands looking so good. Maybe they've figured out the secret to France's Bastion offense, although France, they have been banking some ults. They are setting up for that final fight. Netherlands, though, they're so rich. They have the Blizzard, they have the Nano, they have the Bongo, absolutely everything they could need here. Soon, he's gonna have to find a way to survive this Blizzard. So far, every time that ult has been available, Soon has fallen. So Facility really consistent on the Mei. France, they need to find a different answer this time.
This fight is favoring the Netherlands. Jonah's around the corner. France go main. This can be tricky. This could be disastrous. France looking to enable Soon with the supercharger. They want to get more space. They want to move forward. They're scouting. Where's Jonah? I don't think they know he's there.
Oh, maybe they do
Jonah.
now.
Well, now they do. But now it's time to go. The Nano, Death Blossom in his block. Shield surrounding him. He still gets the finish on France. There, 4 seconds remain. France using everything. They're frozen. Can they even touch? Someone is there in his sleep or hit. But the justice from above. Leaf only getting 1. The second from FC God. The only person remains is hit. France, the Bastion and Farah has been incredible. But Netherlands have figured it out. But France turning things around slowly. Can they get their full 6 on this point?
Insane picks coming in from FD,
No,
but it's
no
just
support.
might not be enough here. The spawns so close for the Netherlands. Everyone rushing back out. No one to take down Bruce, and he's able to hold down the point. That started to look bad for the Netherlands, but at least they're able to stabilize, and 63% will be all that France can accomplish. All that the Netherlands need to do is reach that point on second, and the question is, have they figured it out, the Bastion right now? I mean, so far, Netherlands seems so much better against the Bastion in this round. Their rush is so much more coordinated, always playing around those abilities and suppressing the Bastion. So soon having so much success with it on Blizzard World, not the same here as we move on to Volskaya Industries.
You don't even try to match it, just they were hiding from the line of sight below soon. Eventually, the tank configuration, Netherlands took some time away at point A, but man, have they figured it out at point B. Especially in that back and forth last fight, came down to respawn advantage for Netherlands.
And with that Bastion comp, I mean, you know, Netherlands happy to let France sit in the main choke all day long. Netherlands never needs to take the engagement. I mean, Leaf was doing a good job getting in the backline, finding a pick here and there, but just not enough contribution from the Pharah to really force the Netherlands into action. You need to be doing more on that Pharah to force them into the Bastion. Unfortunately, just no one able to pressure Netherlands enough to accomplish that. Soon just staying in main all day long, but Netherlands, great tactical play. They only engage when France oversteps their bound, when they try and reset, reposition with the Bastion. That's when the Netherlands strikes, right at the moment of weakness.
And you guessed it, Jake. The Widowmaker soon on defense, Leaf by his side as the Pharah. Taking a distance battle, they won't be playing close, but Netherlands, how are they going to deal with Soon's Widow?
This is a very different map, although Volskaya Industries has always been a dominant place for Widowmaker, especially that first point. The range is much closer, so the possibility of Hanzo actually taking the duel much, much higher than we see on Junkertown with those extreme long ranges. So Netherlands, also I love this, going with the Sombra just to get a little scout. Vizility does want to commit to the Pharah, very confident even against Soon. You can see him watching the high ground. Vizility, if he peeks his head even for a second, you never know what could happen.
The winning condition is set. If Netherlands can get to point B, get that 63.8%, we can go to a game 5 where France can take it here. Playing it slow, Netherlands need to think of this strategy. You don't want to waste time. Vizility to the Mei, Jonah on the Reaper.
They take their time to think about what they want to do against this Pharaoh Widow setup. It'll cost them some time bank, but they have a strategy that they're confident in, that they feel like they can execute well, and it's been working for them so far this tournament. But Soon finds the pick on a Jonah, and Leaf takes down Vizility. Rotation is a failure. The Netherlands will have to try and retreat back to their own spawn, but Soon wants to even get some exit picks. Shields do come online. Netherlands should be able to get the reset, but now that's 1 minute off the clock, and Leaf already almost onto the barrage. Netherlands a little bit slow to find this composition, find what they want to play, and with the first rotation failing, France may have just bridged the gap to start building their first ultimate. Soon does it again.
I mean, Netherlands have to just spend that much more brain power and awareness with these shields blocking Soon's lines of sight, or he will do stuff like that again. Netherlands, now time is down.
Soon just playing so well in the land environment. Under pressure, he seems to get better. It shouldn't be possible, but it is. Even headshotting the Orisa just for show, building up that infra site. Everyone from the Netherlands got to be terrified of this guy by now.
Soon could be in a position of being behind the Netherlands. They're going towards the top right side, choosing when to engage on this high ground. France on the other high ground, infra site. Soon knows where they're setting up. He'll know if they're dropping down to the low ground on the Megapack side or going around coast side. Jonah has forced the Wraith away. Can he get to safety? Soon lines up the headshot, and a great Maywall from Vizility protects him.
Netherlands have achieved their objective. They're starting to cap the point. France, they don't have the team to really take the ball
position,
here. Huge
hold, set up, rocked, 2 for 1, looking for the third. The support's trying to stay alive, but how can you protect yourself against Leaf? The Rockets, so disgusting. France taking this fight.
Grusin was there with the accretion, but just a little bit too late. Great awareness from France, playing around the barrage, letting some point time go the way of the Netherlands while they're using the Coalescence, but striking at the moment that it ends. Trisper, though, managed to do so much healing in that HUD at the end of the fight that he already has his next Coalescence online. This is why Moira is so dominant this meta. Leaf may be in trouble when the Coalescence does come online.
Netherlands, 2 fights remain. They have the 1 tick. Now that ultimate, Trispear's down early. The burst from France. This will be tough. He'll be able to rotate back to the rest of the team, but this is time again away from Netherlands.
Netherlands only 1 minute left on the clock. France looking to punch their ticket onto the next round, ready to take on Team China. They're looking so good on the DPS, and Leaf with the barrage. He's also got the supercharger and the Valkyrie potentially to enable him. Netherlands, they're entering last fight territory.
He won't let him. Oh, what a shield there from Dan's, allowing his Moira player to get back. Coalescence, ready from Trispear. Their only chance that they can use that Coalescence to push Leaf away. He's not going to be looming over them with the barrage. He might be trying to focus on either going behind them to go to high ground. Netherlands fake it. They go low, going towards the point. Jonah's behind, trying to go after Soon possibly as Leaf. Following up with the Tech 36 Gravitic Flux. Netherlands about to get that second tick. Leaf, patience, it pays off, waiting for the halt. 2 kills, looking They're healing. 25 seconds. Netherlands need to get out quick.
Netherlands going to be in desperation mode at this point. They're going to have to switch to some faster heroes just to get the point touch. Hammond comes out from Dan's, but soon has the infrasight. These flankers hoping to touch point. They will be scouted. There's nothing they can do about it. Dan's just rolling down mid. There's nothing else he can do, but him with the nano boost, they have even more in the bank for Team France on this final fight.
Netherlands, this is their fight. They're close to Blizzard. They gotta make sure they can touch. He got slapped! And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. France taking the series, moving on to the semifinals against China.
Hip coming up so clutch there on the honor. The fight before, he sleeps the Sigma so that Leaf can come in with the barrage and clean up the aggression from the Netherlands. There, he stops the Hammond from even contesting point, just styling on the Netherlands here. We've seen Murray dominate so hard in these tournaments, but so far it's Hip making that honor look totally viable.
We have, look at everyone enjoying this moment, this spotlight. If you're a fan of the Netherlands, you have to be proud. Fighting through prelims, fighting through group stage. No one expected this to take mats against a juggernaut team of France. Handshakes all around, but we have a very special interview.